Good morning, everyone. So today we'll be starting a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Components of Food. So in our previous chapter we learned about food, where the food comes from. We learned about different types of food. So now in this chapter we will learn what are the components in the food. That means what are the things that's inside the food, what are the things that makes food necessary for us. Why do we eat food? We eat food because of some reasons. There must be something inside the food that our body needs. So we'll study about all the components present in the food. There are various components present in the food which makes food important for us. We need food because of some important components that are present in the food. So we'll learn about them. Let's start today's class. So at first we'll read the introduction part. So in the last chapter you learned, what did you learn? First thing that you learned about the importance of the food. So you learned about the importance of the food. What did you learn? That it is required for the growth and maintenance of the body and also protect us from the disease. So in your previous chapter you learned that food is very important for us. Why it's important? Because it is required for our growth. It helps us to grow, and also it helps our body, it helps us to maintain our body, to maintain the good health of our body. And also what does it do? It also helps us to protect from our disease. So if we eat food, what will happen? The diseases will give us a shield. It will protect us from all the different kinds of diseases. So we will not fall sick, we will be healthy, so the diseases will not be able to attack us. So it protects us from the diseases. What is the second thing you learn? That we eat a large variety of foods, isn't it? So we eat different kinds of food. We eat plants, we eat animals, we eat different kinds of plants. We eat different parts of a plant. And in case of animal also, we eat meat, we eat eggs that comes from the plant, we eat honey. All of this we learned. And also what did we learn? We learned that people from different parts of our country have different food habits. So all the different parts of our country, so our country is divided into many states. So the southern part will eat some other things, the northern part will eat some other things, the northeast people will eat something, the western people will eat something, the central part of India will eat something. So all the different parts of our country have different food habits. So some people prefer rice, others take chapatis or meat and fish. So some people like us in Assam, we eat what? We mostly eat rice. But some people, they don't eat rice, they eat what? They prefer chapatis. Like the people from Punjab, or they will eat what? They mostly prefer what? Chapatis. That means rotis. Okay. So, or meat and fish. Some people, they prefer meat and fish. Some people, they do not prefer meat and fish. So all different parts of our country, they have different preferences for food. They have different food habits. So this is also an important thing that we learned in our previous chapter. Okay, so in this chapter what you will learn? You will learn that we shall learn about the components of the food, the different components that are present in the food, all the different components present in the food. We'll learn about those components here. Next, 2.2, nutrients in the food. So there are different kinds of nutrients that are present in the food. So we learn about the nutrients. So there are 7 essential components or substances called nutrients in our food. What are they? The components or nutrients. So what are the nutrients or the components present in our food? The first one is carbohydrates. This is the first component that's present in our food, nutrients. Then what is the second nutrient? It's fats. Then third one, protein, mineral salts, vitamins, water, and fiber. We also call what? Roughage. So these are the 7 essential nutrients present in the food, and because of those nutrients only, the food, it becomes very essential for us. We eat food because of this 7 main nutrients. These nutrients are very essential for our body. We need this nutrients for our body. Only if we consume these nutrients, we will be able to grow, we'll be able to do our daily activities, we'll be able to keep our health in good condition. So these nutrients are very essential for us. So that is why food is also very essential for us, and they are known as what? Nutrients. So of this, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are the 3 main components. So what are the 3 main components? The 7 are important, but among all the 7, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are the most important nutrients or components that is needed for our body. So what are the 3 most essential? Underline this line. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are the 3 main components. Underline that line. So we have learned that there are 7 nutrients in our food. Now you can perform simple activities to show the presence of these components in the food items you eat. So in all the food items, if you go and check your food, suppose there's a bread. So if you go and check the bread, will you see these components with your naked eyes? No, these components are not these components cannot be seen with your naked eyes. If you take a glass of milk, suppose there's a glass of milk, if you try checking the components in the glass of milk, will you find those components here? They are present, but they cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So how we will be able to know their presence? So we can perform several experiments to know their presence in the food, the existence in the food. So they have given certain activities to let you know that these nutrients do present in your food. So what is the first activity? The first activity is to show that protein is present in your food. What is the first activity? Let's see the first activity. Okay, so for your first activity, what you will need? You will need raw egg white. The white part of the egg, if you break the egg, you will find a white part and the yolk. So only the white part is needed for this experiment. Okay, next, or any other protein sample, like you can also take milk. So again, you have to take a chemical that's known as copper sulfate. It's also called blue vitriol solution. Then caustic soda and test tube. So these are the things that you will need to conduct the experiment. Now what you will do, how to do the test? So at first what you will do, you will take the egg white. You will take the egg white in a test tube. So you will take the egg white in a test tube. The test tubes are like this. So you will take the egg white in the test tube. You will put the egg white in the test tube. Okay, after that, what you will do, you will add 2 to 3 drops of copper sulfate solution. So take 2 to 3 drops from a dropper and put it in the egg white in the test tube here, and 10 to 12 drops of caustic soda solution. So you have to take 10 to 12 drops of caustic soda solution. After this, shake the test tube very nicely. Okay, so those are the 3 steps you have to do. After shaking, what you will observe, you will observe a purple or violet color that indicates the presence of proteins in the given sample. So when you shake the test tube, you will find a change in the color. You will find that the test tube has changed its color to a purple or a violet color. So that means what happened, that if the test tube shows this color purple or violet, that means you can understand that there's protein in the food. Here you can see the picture. Can you see the picture? So here you can see this is the egg white. Okay, so this is the egg white. Yeah, this is a salt, this is a milk. So in the milk, when you conduct the experiments with milk, salt and egg white, what you will find, the observation that they have said is purple or violet. So here you can see that the color has become dark violet. Yeah, so here the color is a little bit light in the milk, and in salt it's blue. That means what? The violet color indicates that protein is present in the sample. Yeah, here also in milk the color is light, but it also shows the presence of protein in comparatively less amount than the egg white. But here there's no protein because the color has changed to blue. It's not violet, that's the color. So the violet color can prove that there is protein in the egg white. Yeah, so that is the first activity. Next, activity 2. In activity 2, you can see the presence of sugar or glucose in the food. Yeah, so to do the activity, what you will need crushed pieces of potato, an apple, or glucose solution, vanadic solution. This solution is blue in color. Yeah, test tubes and a burner. So what you have to do, at first you have to take the pieces of potato or apple or glucose in a solution in 3 separate test tubes. So they have asked you to take 3 separate test tubes, one for potato, one for apple and one for glucose. Add a few drops of vanadic solution in each test tube and gently heat. So what you have to do, you have to take the crushed pieces and you have to put it in the test tube. So test tube number 1, 2 and 3. For one, you have to put the pieces of potato, here the pieces of apple, and here the glucose solution. After that you will put vanadic solution, and then you will gently heat the test tubes each separately. Okay, after that what you will observe, the test tubes containing crushed apple and glucose solution turn into a red precipitate. No such change occurs in the test tube containing potato. Formation of a red precipitate indicates the presence of sugar. The test also indicates that potato does not contain sugar. So when you heat the test tubes, what you will get? You will get this. Can you see the picture? Here the glucose solution is being heated. So glucose in test tube shows dark orange color as standard positive. That means the color change of into orange, it shows the presence of glucose in the glucose or sugar in the glucose solution. Then if you take this thing, you will see in the test tube of where you have put the apple. Yeah, but this color you will never see in the test tube where you have put potato. That means we can conclude that potato does not contain any sugar. Yeah. So here also you can see, here there's three solution. Yeah. One is glucose, other one is salt solution, and the other one is milk. So here there's no glucose. Here the glucose, the amount of sugar is high, so you have seen dark orange color. Here you can see a little bit of tint of color, so here there's a less amount of sugar. So this is what you will observe in activity 2. Next, activity 3. In activity 3, what you can do, you can see the presence of starch in the food. So for that, what you will need a slice of bread or potato, iodine solution, a dropper. Okay, these are the 3 things. Next, what you will do, you will place a drop of iodine. As you can see in the picture, you will place a drop of iodine on the food sample. After that, what you will observe is that blue-black color where iodine solution is applied, indicating the presence of starch. Yeah. So when you apply the iodine solution, you will be able to see a blue-black color change. Yeah, and that blue-black color indicates the presence of starch. Yeah. Next, in the activity 4, you can see the presence of fats. So here you will need a butter or a drop of oil, a piece of white paper. Yeah. Then how we will do the test? At first you will rub the butter on the piece of the paper as shown in the picture. Then or put a drop of oil on the paper. So you can do what? You can take butter or a drop of oil and you have to drop it on the paper. Next, in the second step, you have to do is, what you have to do, you have to let the paper dry in front of a source of light. So put it on the sunlight. Yeah, put it on the sunlight and let the paper dry. After that, what you will observe, the paper becomes smooth, oily and less transparent. Some light can pass through it, so the paper will become transparent. Yeah, so that is how you can know that there is the presence of fat or oil. That means fat, in the presence of fat, the paper has become transparent. And this also happens if you put kerosene or petrol, but these are not food materials, so they do not contain fat, so we will not take that into account. Okay, so this is for activity 4. Next, in activity 5, what you can do, you can see the presence of water in the food. For this, what you will need fresh potato slices and spinach leaves, then petri dishes or weight box. So you have to do, you have to take 2 samples. Take equal weights of the 2 samples in separate dishes. Keep these dishes in an oven at 80 to 90 degree Celsius or in sunlight for a few days. Weigh the food samples again. So what you will observe then, there is a reduction in the weight of the 2 samples. That means loss of water had taken place. So you have to take the sample, weigh the sample before, then put it in the sunlight. Yeah, take the sample, weigh the sample at first, then after that you have to take the sample and put it on sunlight. After few days, if you take the sample again and take its weight, what you will see that there is a great reduction in the weight of the sample. That means what happened here, when you have put the sample in the sunlight, the sample has lost all its water, so the water content is gone. That's why the weight of the sample has decreased. That means there's the presence of water in the sample. That means in potato and other things we can get water also. Yeah. Next, in the activity 6, what you can do, test 10 different food items which you eat for the presence of starch, proteins and fat. Record your observations in the following table. So what you can do, you can take the different food items. Suppose you can take 10 of them. Then you can see the presence of starch, proteins and fats, like the activities I have shown. So by using those steps, by taking those steps, you can see the presence. Okay. Then what you can do, you can conduct an experiment for milk, and you can write if starch is present or absent. Yeah, if it's present, like present. If it's absent, write absent. If protein is present, here you write protein is present. If fat is present, give fat present. Yeah, if it's absent, write absent. So like this you can complete this activity till 10. Yeah. Next, from the above activity 6, you can come to know that which nutrient is present in a food and which foodstuffs contain more than one nutrient. So sometimes what happens, in a food there's only one or two nutrients, but sometimes in some food you can see there's the bunch of nutrients. You can see all the different types of nutrients present in the food. Yeah, you can see carbohydrates, fats, proteins. Yeah, all the things are present in the food. So sometimes we can see there, we will see that there's more than one nutrient present in a food. So now we will learn about the nutrients one by one in details. At first we will learn carbohydrates. Okay, so what is carbohydrates? These are the common energy giving compounds. So what does carbohydrates do in our body? They provide energy to our body. Yeah, when we take food that contains carbohydrates, what will happen? We will get more energy. So food rich in carbohydrates. So where do we get more carbohydrates? There are food. Yeah, there are many food. What are the examples? Like potato. When you eat potato, you will find that there are lots of carbohydrates. Then sweet potato, bread, rice, wheat, honey, common sugar, jaggery, which is also known as gur. Yeah, and milk. So these are the food items which possess lots of carbohydrates in each. Yeah, and carbohydrates give what? Energy. Underline the first line. This line. These are the common energy giving compounds. Yeah. So what do carbohydrates provide in our body? It gives us energy. Again, most processed foods like pizza, burger, jams, jellies and noodles are also rich in carbohydrates. So all the processed food, all the junk foods that you eat, those also possess lots of carbohydrates in it. So if someone asks you the examples of food that contains carbohydrates, that are rich in carbohydrates, you can give the examples of all the food items mentioned here. Okay. Next, fats. So what are fats? These are also energy giving foods. Yeah, producing more energy than carbohydrates. So as we have come to know that carbohydrates gives us energy. Yeah, so they provide us energy, but fats, they provide us double energy. Yeah, so if you eat things that contains fat, what will happen? We will get more energy in comparison to the foods which contain carbohydrates. Yeah, fat rich foods are, so what are the foods that are rich in fats? The milk products such as butter and cheese. So cheese and butter, they contain lots of fats in it. Yeah, again, vegetable oil such as coconut oil, groundnut oil, again nuts, milk and animal fat from meat. So when you eat the fat from the meat, all the meat that you buy from the market, they will have fats in it. Yeah, they will have animal fats. So from there also you will get lots of fat. Then again, milk, when you consume milk, you will get fats. From the nuts, like what? Peanuts, groundnuts, almonds, yeah. So those also contains fats. Then the vegetable oils like coconut oil, groundnut oil, again the milk products like butter, cheese, yeah. So all of this contains lots of fats in it. So underline the first line, and things in the bold are the examples of fat rich food. Fats provide more than double the energy provided by carbohydrates or proteins. So when you consume food that rich in carbohydrates or proteins, if you eat those foods, you will get the energy. Yeah, you will get a definite amount of energy. But if you eat foods that are rich in fats, so if you eat food that are rich in fat, what will happen? You will get more than double energy. Yeah, so fats are the major, yeah, they are the major source of energy in our body. Yeah, so we have come to know about fats, that they are the major source of energy in our food that gives our body. Yeah, so this is about the fat. Next we have proteins. So what are proteins? Proteins, these are the bodybuilding foods. Underline this line. These are the bodybuilding foods. So proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. Why they are known as bodybuilding foods? Because proteins help the body in its growth and repair of body cells and tissues. That means, and protect and help the body to fight against infections and regulate functions. Yeah. So why protein is known as bodybuilding food? Because protein helps in the building of our body. Yeah, it helps to build our body. That means it helps us grow. Yeah, if we eat protein rich food, that means it will help our growth. It will help us to grow. It will help us in our growth, and also it will repair the body cells. Sometimes if you get a cut, yeah, sometimes if you fall down and if you have a great cut in your body, yeah, your body cells are damaged, then what will happen? This protein will come and help the body to repair. Yeah, they will help your body to repair, and you in a few days you will be all right. Yeah, again, what does it do? It protects the body from infections. Yeah, so protein also help our body. Yeah, protein helps our body to fight against infections. So there are different infections. Yeah, like you will get uh, sick. Yeah, you will get fever, you will get viral fever. So that's also infection. So all the kinds of infections, the protein will help you to fight against the infections. Yeah, it will strengthen your immune system, and also it helps to fight against those infections. So it protects, yeah, and also helps to fight. So at first it will try to protect your body. Yeah, so suppose there's a virus coming towards you. Yeah, there's a virus coming towards you. At first the body will try to protect you so that the virus cannot get in your body. And if somehow the virus gets in your body, the protein will help your body to fight against the virus. Yeah, so that is one of the most important things. They are like the army. Yeah, we have armies in our body, so they help to fight against those infections and also regulate body functions. So it also helps to regulate all the body functions. What are the things? What are the protein rich foods? The protein sources of plant origin. We get protein from plants also, plants as well as animal also. So what are the proteins that we get from plants? So pulses. Yeah, we have read this in our previous chapter, like soya bean, peas, and to a lesser content in cereals also. So we get proteins from pulses, cereals. Yeah. And what are the animal origins? If you eat meat, if you eat eggs, if you eat cheese, if you eat milk, if you eat fish, so these are the things that will give you protein, but these are from the animals. Yeah, so please underline this line from protein helps in growth. These are the functions of protein. Yeah, protect the body to help to fight against infections and regulate body functions. Still here, underline it. So today we have learned about nutrients. What are they? Carbohydrates. Yeah, we have learned about carbohydrates. Then what is the second thing? we have learned about fats, and then we have also learned about proteins. So we have learned about these three nutrients present in our food and how does it help our body. So let's end today's class here. In the next class we will learn about the other nutrients. Yeah, so thank you and let's meet